The galaxy watched in horror as humans rushed from the assembly. The Grand Galactic Assembly Hall stretched across 3 square kilometers of polished obsidian floor, its crystalline dome offering an unobstructed view of the Andromeda Galaxy hanging like a jewel in the void. Representatives from 400 civilized species sat in their designated sections, their translation devices humming softly as the session proceeded with its usual glacial pace. Bella Martinez stood near the human delegation's observation post, her fingers drumming against the datapad in her hands. As a junior diplomatic attaché, she wasn't supposed to show impatience, but watching the Vrex ambassador spend 20 minutes debating comma placement in a trade agreement was testing her limits. "You look like you're about to explode," Liu Chen whispered, sliding up beside her. The senior human observer grinned, his dark eyes sparkling with amusement. "How do they get anything done?" Bella muttered back. "We've been here for 6 hours and they've covered exactly 1 agenda item. Welcome to galactic diplomacy. The Vrex live for 800 years. They think we're the weird ones for being in a hurry." Bella was about to respond when her datapad vibrated. She glanced down and felt her blood run cold. The message was from Earth's defense network, marked with the highest priority code. "Leo," she said quietly, her voice tight, "we have a problem." He looked at her screen, and his relaxed posture vanished instantly. Without a word, he activated his own device and began scrolling through the incoming data. Around them, the Silurian ambassador was now speaking, its tentacles gesturing gracefully as it proposed a 17-year study on the proposal the Vrex had just spent hours discussing. "Bella confirmed this," Leo said, his voice barely audible. "Colony ship Prosperity, distress signal, mechanical failure near the Keth Nebula." She nodded, her fingers flying across her pad. "Confirmed. Life support failing. 42,000 colonists, mostly children. They have maybe 18 hours. Nearest galactic response fleet." Bella pulled up the data. 4 days away at standard FTL speeds. Leo's jaw clenched. He looked up at the assembled delegates, all still focused on the Silurian's methodical speech. The ambassador had now moved on to discussing the formation of a committee to review the proposal to study the previous proposal. "We have 3 ships in range," Leo said. "The Darwin, the Challenger, and the Mumbai, if we push the engines past safety limits." "That's insane," Bella interrupted. "You're talking about redlining the FTL drives, the specifications say." "The specifications are written by species that have all the time in the world." Leo's eyes met hers. "We don't. Those are our people up there, our kids." Bella felt her heart hammering. Everything she'd learned in diplomatic training screamed at her to follow protocol, to present the situation to the assembly, to request permission for emergency action. The process would take hours, maybe days. The colonists didn't have days. "Do it," she said. Leo was already moving. He strode toward Ambassador Williams, the head of the human delegation, and whispered urgently in her ear. Williams's face went pale, then hardened with resolve. She stood abruptly, interrupting the Silurian mid-sentence. "Apologies, honored delegates," Williams said, her voice cutting through the chamber. "The human delegation must withdraw immediately. Emergency situation." A ripple of confusion spread through the hall. The coordinator, a towering Zentharan with silver skin, raised one of its 4 hands. "Ambassador Williams, this is most irregular. We are in the middle of—" "Our apologies," Williams said again, already moving toward the exit. "Bella, Leo, with me. All human personnel evacuate now." The other species watched in bewilderment as the entire human contingent began streaming toward the exits. This had never happened before. In 300 years of assembly history, no delegation had simply left during an active session. "The humans are leaving," the Vrex ambassador said, its voice translator unable to hide its shock. "But we haven't finished the procedural review." Bella ran alongside Leo through the corridors, her diplomatic heels abandoned somewhere behind her. Other human personnel joined them, all moving with the same desperate urgency. They'd all received the alert by now. "Engineering, this is Chen," Leo spoke into his comm as they ran. "I need the Darwin, Challenger, and Mumbai prepped for emergency FTL. Yes, I said emergency. Override the safety protocols. We're going to 140%. Sir, that's beyond recommended limits. The engines could. I know what they could do it anyway. We have people dying out there." They burst into the human embassy's command center. Holographic displays lit up, showing the Prosperity's location and the positions of the rescue ships. Captain Rodriguez of the Darwin appeared on screen, her face grim. "Ambassador, if we push the drives that hard, we might not make it back," she said. Williams didn't hesitate. "Then we don't make it back, but those colonists do. Launch when ready, Captain." "Understood, ma'am. Darwin launching in 3 minutes." Bella watched the screens, her hands gripping the console. The 3 human ships broke orbit from the assembly station, their engines glowing an ominous red as they pushed beyond design specifications. The FTL drives engaged with a flash, and they were gone. Behind them in the assembly hall, 400 species sat in stunned silence. "What just happened?" the coordinator finally asked. The Vorthine observer, an insectoid species known for their analytical minds, accessed the public data networks. "A human colony ship is in distress. Life support failure. The human ships are attempting a rescue." "But the Galactic Response Fleet has been dispatched," the Vrex ambassador said. "They will arrive in 4 days. Why this panic?" The Vorthine's antennae twitched. "The human colonists will be dead in 18 hours. "Yes, tragic, but there is nothing to be done now. The proper procedures must be." "The humans are attempting to reach them in 16 hours, the Vorthine interrupted. "They have exceeded their vessel's rated capabilities by 40%. A collective gasp rippled through the chamber. The Silurian ambassador's tentacles went rigid with shock. "That is suicide," the coordinator said. "Their engines could explode, their crews could die." "Yes," the Vorthine agreed, its tone almost wondering. "They know this." 16 hours later, the assembly reconvened, but no one was focused on trade agreements. Every screen in the hall showed the same thing: the Keth Nebula, and 3 human ships pushing their engines far beyond any rational limit. Bella hadn't slept. None of them had. She stood beside Leo and Ambassador Williams, watching the rescue operation unfold in real time. The Darwin reached the Prosperity first, its engines screaming. The Challenger and Mumbai arrived minutes later, all 3 ships glowing white-hot from the stress of the journey. "Beginning evacuation," Captain Rodriguez reported. "Transferring colonists now." 42,000 people. 42,000 lives hanging in the balance, while alien species across the galaxy watched in horrified fascination. It took 8 hours to transfer everyone. 8 hours during which the human ship's engines continued operating at levels that made even human engineers nervous. But they held. Through sheer stubborn human engineering and perhaps a little luck, they held. "Last colonist aboard," Rodriguez finally reported, and Bella felt tears streaming down her face. "All 3 ships beginning return journey. We're going to limp home, but we're coming home." The assembly hall erupted in something unprecedented. Applause. 400 species, many of whom didn't even have hands, found ways to express their approval and disbelief. The coordinator approached the human delegation, its silver face unreadable. "Ambassador Williams," it said slowly, "what your species did today, it was reckless, illogical. You risked 3 ships and their crews for an outcome that was not guaranteed." Williams met its gaze steadily. "Yes, we did." "Why?" "Because they were our people, and we don't leave our people behind." The coordinator was silent for a long moment. Then, quietly, Perhaps the galaxy has much to learn from humanity. We have spent so long being careful, being prudent, following procedures. We had forgotten what it means to simply act when action is needed. Leo squeezed Bella's shoulder. She looked up at him, exhausted but triumphant. "Think they'll understand us better now?" she asked. "Maybe," Leo said, watching as the alien delegates began discussing what they'd witnessed in hushed, amazed tones. "Or maybe they'll just think we're crazy." "Can it be both?" He laughed. Yeah, it can." The galaxy had watched in horror as humans rushed from the assembly. But they had also watched as those same humans did what no other species would have dared. They had defied the odds, broken their own rules, and saved every single life that needed saving. It was reckless, it was dangerous, it was inefficient and illogical. It was perfectly, beautifully human.